Yeah, that was a dope flick though. Really, really deep ass movie that I think every kid needs to see
Oh, you know what? Let me
when they
get that
like
off.
15. Bohemian, what's good? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing your presence, your time, your energy. It's actually needed. You know, I'm in here freezing, trying to yap my head off. Bohemian, what you got on the F's? You got the F's. I was telling everybody about how we gotta get the F's. We gotta get the the daily feed, the daily and a hump day too. Is hump day too? Wow, what timing? And then freed from responsibility.
Mm-mm.
Did you see that movie Fam
Hmm.
Text?
Hmm.
Highly recommend it. The beautiful ones. They always snatch the picture. Always. Every time. That's my favorite Prince song. My favorite one is The Beautiful One. Baby, baby, baby. That man, yo, that man was the greatest. I wish I could play that song right now. Serena said, I saw Rosario Dawson on 132nd and St. Nick and Y one day. I was at the local Mexican spot. Oh, she was on like the Broadway rent too, right? Telling you, that girl got acting chops. I might have fainted if I saw her in real life. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's probably why I never seen her in real life. Cause I would embarrass myself. I faint into a little puddle. Ah, la la. Yeah, man. I was a big fan of Rosario Dawson back in the day. I mean, I still am to this day. I'm so happy that she's reached the level of celebrity that she has. I hope she's not doing no funny business. Because usually to get to that level of celebrity, you gotta participate in some bullshit.
Mm.
But I think that's why she probably disappeared for a while after that first movie, Kids, because she was like 15 in that movie, and she probably just went, to be a celebrity the proper way. Like, go get your acting chops up, go do Broadway, go be in the limelight, you know. Then the next time we saw her was when she played Lala and He Got Game. I was cooked after that. Cooked. I was already cooked after Kids. I was like, who that? Have I seen the boy in the striped pajamas? Nah, I never seen that. I haven't even heard that. Why does that sound like a Ghibli film? A Studio Ghibli. I like the version with Mariah Carey and Cisco, beautiful one. Oh, I never even heard of that. But nah, I don't even want to listen to it though. KO, shout out to you for joining the chat. Welcome. Thank you for sharing your presence with us. KO. But I've never heard of. I love Cisco and I love Mariah Carey. I think they are one of the two greatest vocal talents of our time, of our generation. However, I guess I'll listen to it one time since you put me onto it. I'll listen to it one time because I went to a cover band. The band's name was Purple Madness, and the lead singer who plays like Prince was like 6 feet tall, and so that kind of threw me off. And he did, you know, I commend him for giving it all. It seemed like all he had, but it wasn't it. And but yeah, I say all that to say, if I can listen to him butcher Beautiful One, then I'll give Cisco and Mariah Carey a try for sure. Red Ray, your name is Aretha. Okay, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna try to commit that to memory, cause I seen you around Red Ray a bunch of times. Red Ray. How did you come across? How did you come up with the handle Red Ray if your name is Aretha? I'm gonna check it out. Okay, a couple people have seen a boy in striped pajamas. What's it about? Try not to spoil it, but give me the plot. What's a Devo? Don't. I mean, I guess I'm ready for it. Nobody's perfect, I suppose. But I hope you're not about to tell me no crazy shit about my man that I ain't ever know or suspect. What's a Devo? He couldn't have been in nothing too crazy because he was super religious. I mean, now that I say that, some religious people be some of the worst people in the world. But what's Devo? I was sad when he died too.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the people who believe
Super
in
sad. Like I was not
astronomical are
expecting
the
that.
same.
Especially like then he died of like
He
a
said he
overdose
believes
on his
Christian
plane or
religious
something.
people are
I heard so
fucking
many weird
crazy.
ass stories about how he
Maybe with
died. I
that
was like,
bullshit. I'm gonna go ahead and say
just
people
tell
too
me
who
that
believes in fucking
maybe he got
esoterical
snoo snooed
fucking
or something by like a 7 footer.
stars and shit like that. They're the same.
You was in Prince's presence a couple of times. Wow, you got to see him for real, for real. Woo. Wow. Now I gotta live. I'm living vicariously through you for now, Bohemian. You got to be on stage with the legend, the boy in striped pajamas. Let me
The
write it
boy,
down.
yeah.
All right, got it. The opposite of a diva, baby. Two boys from different worlds become friends, and the end is shocking. Oh, okay, that's the plot of the movie. I bet. I don't know what a diva baby is though. I'm about to have me go do some research. Oh, it's about the Holocaust. Yeah, why did I think when you said striped pajamas, the only striped pajamas that I recall seeing in
Is
like a
the
dramatic way has been like the Holocaust uniforms that they used to make them wear, like Schindler's List. Yeah, Schindler's List. That's when I saw it. What a crazy. I've been to the Holocaust Museum in D.C. too. We went in the 8th grade. I couldn't finish it. I was like, I'm out of here. Peace. Not gonna have me walk through this shit. I got like halfway into it. I was like, nah, I'm good. I put on my blinders. My teachers was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just gonna meet you guys at the end. Bye. This is too much. I couldn't believe that shit. But once you see a little bit of what, and then, as I got older, I saw this documentary called The Greatest Story Never Told, and that shit just fucked me up for good. Now I don't know what to believe. Now I don't know what to believe, fam. As they say, history is written by the victors.
mm-hmm.
Wait, do so you are you saying like he was actually like Prince was literally intersex? Is that what you're saying, Bohemian? That's the way my brain is interpreting what you're trying to type right now. I don't know about that. Did he being responsible? I could kind of tie Big Puff to Biggie and Tupac. I could see that. But Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston and Brittany Murphy, that's gotta be a stretch. That's gotta be a stretch. That's gotta be. I refuse. I refuse to believe. Bohemian, you gonna make me go look it up because you're not coming. You're not coming straight forward with the answers. What is a Devo baby? Oh, nah. What is it? DEVO? Yeah, DEVO. See what she's talking about since she don't want to give us the answer right off the top. A disco dancer? Not, the internet don't even know what a Devo baby is. I give up. I give up, Bohemian. Okay. Oh, the term Devo refers to a highly distinguished male singer. Oh. Oh, so you have been making sense this whole time. I got you. My brain wasn't interpreting it the way, you know what I mean? Like how you was typing it up. I was like, yo, what is he trying to be cryptic for right now? Just tell me what it is. Yeah, I don't think Puffy killed everyone. Even though, you know, I know should be deep. It should be connected. But I think we all knew that about Prince. Prince was definitely a Devo. I got you, Bohemian. I got you. I got you. We on a level now. We on the eye. Yeah, yeah. Nah, Prince was definitely a Devo. I got that. From the first time I saw him with the eyeshadow on. That was the first time I ever saw that. A dude with eyeshadow on.
I might try that.
And not even it still didn't come up it still didn't register in my head that he might have been like a homosexual, you know what I'm saying? Not to knock homosexuality, anything like that, but
Yeah.
it never occurred to me in my mind that he might like guys just because he put on eyeliner. Not even. Even when he had the lace on, he had the high heels on. Mans came out with his cheeks out a few times. I was just like, yo, he's a fucking
Shit, I
gangster.
guess. I was
I
like,
don't
that
know.
dude's gay.
Or like,
Fucking Prince.
I don't. Yeah, it's crazy how the mind does that shit. Because if you see
Sort of.
anybody else do it, you gonna be like,
He was talking about he didn't know that,
he's one of them.
what do you call the
But
guys
when
when they
Prince
act
did
like,
it, I was like,
Prince,
nah, he's
like
just a
dressed
gangster.
all
Like
dramatic and all that. Like he's like a diva.
he even says,
He said a different
what's that
term
song?
for like diva for
If I could
males,
be a
the same
girlfriend
thing.
or something like that,
Diva,
like he literally be
diva. I thought it was
identifying
good.
as a woman
But he was saying that
on
he
some
when he thinks
gangster
Prince
shit.
didn't
Like
think
it's
like
gangster.
Prince didn't like that. Like
And
he
that's why
was
when I first started my Instagram,
yeah, he
what,
didn't think
12,
nothing
13
about
years ago in
like
2011,
he even noticed
and
it.
they first introduced when you can put a
The last
bio
thing he said about
like
him,
under your handle,
I thought he was gay.
I put lesbian because
Yeah, I was like,
that's
whoa,
how
I'm
much I
surprised.
identified as a
I'm
lesbian.
like, nah, he bisexual though.
that I felt comfortable calling myself a fucking
Yeah,
lesbian.
he's a freak shit.
And I was like, I wish somebody would ask me why, how am I a dude that's a lesbian? And I would love to tell them. Brittany Murphy died of pneumonia just like his wife. Nah, I did not know that. Eh, nah, never seen the lollipop clip. I have seen a picture of him with like he even in interviews he constantly has like a lollipop or something. I think that's just like a power play. Like he's trying to
Oh,
invite
Prince
people to his mouth
will be having
or
popsicles
women.
in his mouth.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he gets to choose whoever he wants to choose. Facts. Women and men were swooning all over Prince. Who told the joke? Was it Bernie Mac? I forgot who
No,
told the
Charlie
joke
Murphy.
that basically Prince fucked him or some shit like that, or he's been gay ever since then or something like that. I forgot who told that joke, but it was funny as hell. I died, and everybody died when he told a joke because everybody thought that like Prince was converting straight dudes. I mean, if I showed up to Prince's house
Okay.
and he came out with some waffles and invited me to play some basketball, I would definitely be like, all right, I live here now. I mean, I wouldn't convert to a whole new sexuality. I don't even think that's not possible for me. But I would definitely be like his roadie. I would like be one of the people who follows his tour bus around if finances allowed. Nah, facts though. Prince was one of them ones, man. I used to tell people that he was my uncle. Like I would look them dead in their eye and be like, "Yo, Prince is my uncle," and like not
Damn.
laugh, no jokes. Years would go by, and I would keep up the facade. Like, "Yo, don't make me call my uncle right now." Yeah,
Uh,
me and Prince is tight.
he said that he used to tell his people
And
that he
as
said he used to
light
tell
brights
people
should be, you
back
know.
in the neighborhood that his
It's
uncle was Prince,
really light brights
and he
are
used
in
to
our
keep up the
own.
facade too.
We got our own compartment within the human
For real.
experience.
It's like one thing to lie, but it is lying about fucking knowing
I mean, if Prince was gay or
yeah.
bisexual, you would
He said,
definitely
let me
have
call
heard
my uncle real
stories, and you
quick.
never heard any stories at all. Like, where are his children at? Like, we see. Yo,
Yeah, does Prince have children?
speaking of that, I knew Michael Jackson had children, and I've seen them
Yeah,
before, but it never really clicked to me that
yeah.
how. How was Michael Jackson really? You know, we know what the original Michael Jackson looks like, and then you see his kids, and his kids don't look nothing like the original Michael Jackson. I'm like, how are those his kids, and why did he allow
Those are
that to
test
happen?
tube
I always
babies.
thought Michael was like super smart, super like. Although he claimed he had alopecia or
Man,
whatever the illness is, or
yeah,
where his
that he
skin
does probably have
automatically like
alopecia, but
turned white over time,
I don't
so
think
he
in the
just like
sense of what he
went and
has.
dyed
That
his
motherfucker
skin
straight turn
so
white and
he wouldn't
shit.
have to worry about it turning that color. I don't know, man. Very weird shit surrounding that, all of that. And I try not to think about it because it ain't none of my business.
Hmm.
But I say all that to say, Mike had kids. Where's Prince's kids? I don't ever hear about Prince's kids. I never even thought to like Google his children, if in fact he has children, if any of them are as gifted as him. Like, who's in charge of his estate even? Because he's got some posthumous albums that came out, and they were like really religious, like gospely. And I was like, maybe this is what he wanted. I don't know. Smart Savvy was good. Welcome to the chat.
Let me switch to something else then.
An illegal occupant?
Well, he got
Because she's not a squatter.
Illegal.
She's
Huh?
not a squatter.
Not a squatter.
So I don't care what they're all saying. She is not a squatter.
Not an occupant.
She was paying her rent to the property owner. Well, let's just call it what it is, to the landlord. Let's just stop with the foolishness, right? I get it. It does. You know, when we first heard this story, we were like, oh my gosh, you know, we were like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this person would do this. What do you mean? And honestly, this will make a person not want to do Airbnb, to be honest. And if I
But that's
was,
what they want.
that's what they want.
Because this is what you will own nothing if you're happy.
Yes. But they think that she's a squatter, and she's not a freaking squatter. She's not a squatter. Nobody is saying that she's an actual tenant, and the reason why she cannot get out is because that's how the courts ruled as well. That's why there is no.
I mean, she even filed on them, you know, attacking her because of the Justice family, and we went live. That was something real important that was brought up. A very, very interesting story about a situation where our members on live were talking about a squatter situation out here in DC. So as y'all see, we are back in the DMV area right now. So we gotta talk about that situation because let me tell you, it is not what's put out there. Nothing like what's put out there. But y'all know how we are. We gotta do some digging, which we did, and we went ahead and found the proof because everything is basically public records. So we did our due diligence. We looked it up quickly. It took us maybe like 5-10 minutes to look into it, and we already saw what it was. So we definitely gonna get into that.
So, as he mentioned, don't believe everything you hear on the news.
Don't believe the hype.
Yes, please don't believe it. And once we get into the story of actually what happened, that the news is not putting out, social media is not putting out, it's just the truth. You're going to start to piece together some information. And just to preface this, we put out an entire video about landlords need to learn their rights as landlords, and tenants need to learn their rights
Just
as
literally
tenants.
talked about it in the previous video. You really have to be on point as a landlord because, like I said, you're talking about hundreds of laws out there, and it's like the minute you slip as a landlord and make one mistake, it can cost you.
Yep,
Just talked about it.
because if you don't, you will get caught slipping as a landlord, and that's exactly
Slipping,
what
tripping,
this
cut.
whole entire mess
Talking about,
is about. So let's kick us off, T. Let's bring them up to speed on what is happening and explain what is happening for people that don't know what is
Before
happening.
we even get there, like Jack mentioned earlier about the news, y'all, the news gonna have you going in each direction. North, east, west, south. That's what the news stand for. I'm putting y'all on game with that. So make sure you really look into situations yourself before just believing what's put out there. Because it's like the game of telephone back in the days. Some of y'all never played it because some might be too young or whatever the case is. That's when you're gonna tell somebody one thing, you're gonna whisper in that person's ear.
Exactly.
The next person gonna pass the whispering on to the next person, and the message is going to get ruined. That original message is no longer gonna be the same. It's gonna be something that's completely different by the time it just gets all the way around. That's the north, east, west, south. That's how that thing breaks down like that. So let's really talk about what's going on with this situation. First, they're talking about squatters. Squatter rights, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the thing with squatter, yes, squatters have rights in a lot of states, but the thing about it, in this location, to claim that, you have to be in the property for 15 years. 15 years. And obvious with looking at the case, you guys can see that is not the case. The person has not possessed that property for 15 years. So that's automatically eliminated. I'm not even going to go into that about more details about what it requires to be a squatter because that's already out the door. Number two, a tenant. well, not even talk about tenant. Let's talk about Airbnb because that's what people are saying the origination of this
Yep,
thing is,
that's how it
from, right?
originated.
So with Airbnb, guys, as Airbnb, you are not a tenant.
Yes, you're not.
Not you're not paying rent. It's literally for a short-term stay, and it doesn't fall under that category of being a tenant. There is no tenant rights with Airbnb. Out the door. So those two things are out the door. Let's also, what do else I need to get out the door about this?
Occupancy.
Occupancy.
Mm-hmm.
So occupancy is, so what happens with that is when you are doing these short-term stays, you're an occupant. You're an occupant. So what happens is when people stay past their time on these platforms like Airbnb, for example, you are a occupant. So then you, as the landlord that hosts, you then can go and file in the courts to get them removed. They don't have any rights as an occupant. The only thing that they have is that right to be heard in a court case. So you go file that case that this occupant has stayed their time and need to get removed from their property. Then once the judge orders that, because okay, here's the evidence, they booked through Airbnb, they played this through Airbnb, pay attention to all this stuff that I'm saying too. And then they stay past their timeline, they pay, it's supposed to be gone, okay, boom. Evidence is there. If you think the evidence is there, because it's booked fully and done through the platform of Airbnb, okay, here you are, judge issues it, then someone can go out there and physically remove that occupant. I'm talking about like the sheriffs, for example, can go remove it because now there's a court order to remove that person. This is not the case for this situation here.
Not at all.
None of it.
No, it's not true. It's not true. So let's just take a step back. In February, we're just going to call the plaintiff of this, who is the person that's in the home. We are going to call her Romario, that is her last name, and we are going to refer as the defendant, which are the landlords, Douglas, the Douglas family. Okay? So, back in February, the person that is occupying the home, which is Romario, she booked the property through Airbnb in February 2025. She told the landlord, well, she told the property owner that she had to move there because of a previous fire. Okay, we'll get into that later on. She was there in the property from February 2025, and she is currently still there. Sometime around her initial, not tenancy, but her initial time there, occupancy, which was the 30 days, and she extended it a few more to go to 32 days, they entered into some type of agreement. An agreement. And this is what's not being said. This is what's not being said, you guys. They entered into an agreement to now receive funds outside
Off the platform.
of the Airbnb platform.
Off the platform.
Holy
Off
shit.
the platform.
Y'all notice Airbnb is not involved.
Exactly.
Here. It's no longer Airbnb. They entered some type of agreement to now do it off the platform. Okay, why would a landlord do this? Well, because guess what?
Nothing. I'm riding
There
the
are
roller coaster.
fees associated with using the platforms.
Yes.
Airbnb and all these platforms, they charge fees. So what some landlords like to do is, okay, yeah, I'll take it off the platform, and me and you can work together in agreement, because now instead of paying the platform those fees, I'm keeping all that money in-house.
Yep.
That's why there's this gap, if you notice, as Jack said, in February, until we're in December now.
What happened?
That's the reason for this gap, and nothing was even filed during that timeline.
And nobody is questioning that gap. Because if you just think logically, if you were in there in February, then all of a sudden, like you're saying, we're in December, you mean to tell me that landlord was not getting paid? Everybody's missing out on this information. And we're not just giving you this information, we're going to show it. We're going to put it up on the screen so you can see yourself
thank you.
what was filed in court. So they took it off the platform. And something didn't go right back in October. She couldn't pay the property owner. And that's when things became crazy. That's when things became crazy. And this is the part where we want to definitely inform you. If you are a landlord, you cannot let these people who are occupying your home make you get out of character, because you are going to end up in a situation just like these property owners.
Which we literally just talked about.
We
in
literally
another
just talked
video.
about it.
It's crazy this happened now. We just talked about this in another video though.
Yep. So
Oh my, how things just...
So you want to go over what's been going on in court, the order of everything that's happening?
Let's continue on with this. The thing about it, as Jack mentioned, nothing was filed, guys, until October. The reason, matter of fact, before I even say the reason, the individual who filed is not the individual that you think filed, and what was filed for is not what you think was filed for.
Yes.
What was actually filed was by the occupant, the person that's staying there. Well, I really need to say the tenant, but we haven't gotten
there yet.
But the person who filed it was, as we were using the last name,
Romero.
The person that's being looked at as the bad
villain.
guy. And keep in mind, as you guys know, we're landlords, and we, like, come on.
Yes.
You know, but, so this individual, Romero, filed it because that landlord cut off the electricity. The electricity was cut off because the payment for rent, yes, for rent, was not received on time. Was not received on the 15th because Romero said she went out of the country, and her daughter was supposed to pay the rent. The daughter misplaced the envelope, and Romero was out of the country. When she came back, that's when she found out the envelope was misplaced, and the rent did not get paid. That's when her electricity cut off. She's like, what's going on with my power? Nothing got paid. The daughter said, well, I misplaced the envelope, in which she was trying to replace the funds without letting her, mom find out, so it wouldn't be a hiccup with anything. So when that power was shut off, Romero is the one who filed in court. She filed in court. What she filed was a temporary restraining order. Why would somebody file a restraining order, especially as a tenant? I'm just going to say a tenant because it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. At this point,
so that was a restraining order filed, guys. Nothing about eviction filed. It's like, look where we are already. Notice nothing with eviction, and this person's been there since February. You telling me from February until even October, if this was really a squatter situation, there's nothing that would get filed? Again, I already broke down the situation with the squatter's rights, the timeline. Like I said, I'm going to go into every detail, but that was enough already to just mention just the 15 years timeline to stay at the property for even to have those squatter rights. So, electricity was shut off, which is something that you can't do. You can't just cut off someone's power, and you're looking at,
even if you're in your feelings, you can't.
You're looking at being, you're in a tenant state at the end of the day. And that's why we love Florida so much, too, on top of that. It's not a tenant state, So, you're in tenant state, you decide to cut off the power. So that tenant filed and even put in there about, hey, that landlord needs to be educated on tenant rights. We just talked about with the education.
That's why I'm so glad.
That didn't make sense. Like they're like, we just talked about that. It's not like that person watched
tenant told the judge, and we're gonna pop all these things on the
bringing
screen. You're gonna see it as we talk. But
I guess they were
this is
talking
straight
about
from the
something
court,
that
y'all.
had to do with squatting.
We got the documents for the court. Anybody can get the documents from the court.
It's public record.
It's public record. We're just reading what is out there. That's it. So,
So
she turned off the electricity,
power
everything,
was
water.
cut off. So again, that tenant filed, hey, this landlord needs to get educated about, you know, the tenant rights. My power's cut off. What I then did is cut my power back on, but then it got shut off right again the next day. It got cut off. So